Welcome back, everyone. Derch here, and I wanted to wait a day before I talked about this new patch because I wanted to take time to watch the couch co-op stream, and I wanted to just figure some things out and kind of learn a few things about what happened with the Bloody Harvest and what it is, and get some of those questions answered before I just took a quick hot take on this patch that we got, because there's a lot going on between the patch, the Bloody Harvest event, and the roadmap. And I think it just, rather than trying to get my video out first, it made sense to take a step back and actually kind of figure it all out. So this is what I'm talking about. The other day, Noel Gearbox posted the patch notes and all of this. So let's dig in. There's a bunch of stability fixes. I haven't noticed a big difference yet, and I've heard mixed reports on this. This is not the big stability patch we were looking for. That's actually going to come in November, and I was hoping for a little bit more of this, so there's some disappointment here. But there was some good fixes there. Now, for you console players, once you go around the general notes, there was some awesome stuff. So, a very frustrating thing for console players was when they went into True Vault Hunter mode, they had to beat the game to get it again to get in the Mayhem. And the problem is if you farmed up gear in normal mode and you were like well set, True Vault Hunter mode added like no real extra challenge and everything just nuts. And it kind of makes True Vault Hunter mode a slog where a lot of people are just staying in normal. And that's, not good. And on PC, once you got to Sanctuary 3, you could reactivate Mayhem, which doesn't take long to get to Sanctuary 3. They enabled that on consoles. Huge win. We didn't know which way they were going to go with it, whether they were going to take that away from PC or add it to consoles, and they did the right move there. They added photo mode to consoles. I didn't even know for a while this wasn't on consoles, but photo mode is sweet. You guys have seen me play with it, and I love it. Echo Cast support for consoles. That is a huge win. It's sad they couldn't have it working right away, but hey, it's here, and that's really awesome for a bunch of streamers, because there are a good amount of people that stream from consoles, and the consoles all come with like everything, so it's easy to stream. So that's a big win. We got some new Vault Hunter customizations and trinkets. Those are for the event. And some of the stuff I'm not sure. Able to specify Mayhem mode while matchmaking. I'm not actually sure how that works. Adjusted some volume. And some smaller stuff. Now, there's a bad one here. Singularity grenades will no longer cause Saurian corpses to float in the air after dying. And there's one other one with a quasar. Where is that? But there's some grenade fixes that negatively unintentionally affected Moes, and they're looking into that. No new news on that, but that one kind of went down. And then there's a bunch of just kind of fixes of things would break in the game, and like a modification to Amber Lancer no longer has a chance to spawn during the defeated Balix of the Family Jewel mission. So that's some good little things like that. Well, that's a rare enemy, but that's a good thing. Here it is. Addressed a reported concern with the legendary grenade mod Quasar, where it was not counting towards the optional grenade kills objective in slaughter maps. So that had some unintended consequences to doing that. And because this was something in a patch, they can't fix it through a hotfix. Maybe they can fix it through a micro patch. I don't know, but the problem with something like that, it's not an easy, like, how do we fix this and what is it? It's going to take a little bit to figure that out. That's not something they can just snap and do in 2 seconds. So we have to just be patient on that one, and it's painful for the Moes players. I get it, but I think Gearbox has proved they're listening, so let's give them a little bit on that. Yeah, then there's some other little things, some subtitle things, they said various split-screen UI fixes, but I don't think that's the split-screen stuff people are looking for, obviously. And then there was a hotfix, and with the hotfix, I'm going to eat some crow here, guys. I thought they misspoke when they said they were going to bring the Flakker ammo consumption to 1. Nope, they did it. I can't believe they did that. That makes the Flakker like one of the most ammo-efficient guns in the history of Borderlands. The amount of damage the Flakker can put out for one ammo. At this point, the Flakker nerf is a buff. So if you can get that much damage for one ammo, that's freaking broken, people. That's stupid. The Flakker is ridiculously good. So one more nerf we don't have to worry about. There's some more bug fixes in there. Yeah, nothing too huge to talk about in those. So a lot of the patch was loading in the holiday, the Bloody Harvest mode, and then a hot fix or a micro patch activated it, I believe. So do I go? No, I'm gonna go roadmap. So I don't want to take credit for this, but because Noel, I actually kind of privately messaged, but I asked Noel like a week or two ago about doing a roadmap because a bunch of people were complaining they didn't feel they were getting heard, and I knew their Gearbox was hearing them because if you'd actually read Noel's posts, she would comment on that stuff, but it wasn't like one central location. Like you had to like read through the entire like 2,000 posts on the hot fixes to kind of find all those answers. And so I kind of asked her about it. So after this roadmap came out, I was like, "Oh, thanks so much for that. We really appreciate it." And she was kind of saying how she was been running around for weeks trying to get this put together, and it was hard to get everyone to cooperate and like lock down to like give them solid answers to something they can publish. So putting together a roadmap like this, it sounds really easy, but it's not as easy as you guys think. And Noelle worked really hard on this, and she fought really hard for this. So let's give some credit for Noelle for doing an awesome job here, because she gets beat up by a lot of people and takes a brunt of the things coming in. I don't think that's fair, at least. Anyways, from a guy that used to work retail, I know what these mobs can be like. So anyways, they talk about performance and stability here, and say it's a top priority. Our first fruits of the labor will be released in our upcoming November patch. I don't know when in November, but they are doing that in November, which is a big deal. So that one I'm really looking forward to. I also want to upgrade my PC, and I want to get this thing to max settings to see how pretty it is. The next one, really exciting. Now, I did make a video about this, but the whole world is complaining about this. Bank size. Expanding the bank has been the most requested feature by the community. We've heard you loud and clear, and the groundwork for expanding it has already started. We've never got real bank expansion before. The first several planned expansions will be at the release of the Takedown at Mollywong's Black Site, which is a free event. I don't believe that's the DLC. Expect a significant bank expansion that will more than double the existing space. And additional ones will continue to be rolled out over future releases. Over double the space, guys. Double. This is huge. Massive. Yeah, it's not here now. Yeah, we have to wait a little bit. But like, when we did get a bank expansion in Borderlands 2, but it was like tiny when they increased the SDUs. Jesus, this is like nothing we've ever seen. I know it's not here yet. We should wait to celebrate till it's here, but yeah, that's big. Another one, dedicated loot pools for bosses. They are doing that. They said it the other week in the Couch Co-op, but here it is in writing on a Road Ahead blog. They are updating the loot pools to ensure more specific gear drops from bosses. You'll be able to go to specific bosses to get the specific gear you're looking for. We're working out which bosses get which gear right now and expect this to be ready as part of the November patch. So I'm going to do a video on that, kind of talk about some ideas we have. If they're not done with it, maybe we can help shape it. Maybe I'm being a little statistical there, but I think it's possible. They are listening, and let's talk. Character buffs. They're doing a lot more character buffs. The companions are a big part of it, and I'm going to do a video on that because there's some issues with that. So they're looking to adjust damage and a bunch of stuff. So they're listening on character buffs. and that is awesome. So those are going to keep rolling in. We've already seen a buff. They did a bunch of them. They've just been small. So, although some of the recent ones are pretty big, I think. That's debatable. Additional Mayhem levels in Mayhem 2.0. This is exciting to me. I like Mayhem, but I dislike Mayhem. I have a complicated relationship with it. But they're going to tone down some of the things that are overly punitive, which is awesome. And then I think they're actually looking for some additional things. So let's actually just read this verbatim. Mayhem mode has been a fantastic addition to the Borderlands world. After receiving some great community feedback, we've been hard at work on a significant revamp that will introduce a host of improvements over several upcoming updates. The first update will come with the Maliwan's Black Site. Includes the first new Mayhem mode level 4. Awesome. Expect a significant challenge when it debuts, with tougher enemies that will reward players with highly synergized character builds. Awesome! A new batch of legendary gear will also only drop in Mayhem 4 to reward those players who are truly up to the challenge. Longer term, we have plans to overhaul the Mayhem. More UI support, new modifiers that change the gameplay more dramatically, Mayhem playlist, new rewards, and additional levels of Mayhem to work through. We're excited about Mayhem 2.0. We'll talk more about it when we get closer. So I don't know what a lot of that means. So before that goes, I hope they modify some of the things they were talking about, like either reducing or getting rid of the reflections. And we've already seen some things in a temporary hotfix, and hopefully they stick around. But I'm excited about extra Mayhem because, you know, as we get used to Mayhem 3, other than when you get like the terrible "you're fucked" modifiers, it's just going to get easier and easier. So I like that they're going to continue to roll out more Mayhems. Kind of like when we first got OPA, first got UVHM, it was super hard, but then we got used to it, it got easy. And then we got OP levels. And when those first came around, they were super hard, but they kind of got easy. So I like that they're going to kind of like slowly like let us work up to more challenges. The rewards locked into Mayhem 4 might be a little divisive for some. I personally like it. I think they need to reward people for getting up to that stuff. But let's be honest, for the casual players out there, you guys just copy builds on YouTube anyway, so it's not like you gotta figure out your own builds. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. So if you're not good at figuring out your own builds, they're gonna be out there for you to fucking copy. And a lot of this gear is not gonna be too hard to get, especially with the loot drops coming. So these aren't Borderlands 2 drop rates, especially launch drop rates, the 1 in 30s. So I think people are gonna be able to get that if they want it. If not, friends will be able to help them through it. But I like that they're kind of, you know, rewarding people for doing that. And then those additions, like, I don't know what they mean by playlists. The modifiers, maybe that's more like the modifiers they had in the pre-sequel with the Mutator Arena, where it's like, just, that stuff really changed. I think it was like movement speed. Oh, there's some movement speed, but there's like vampiric ones where you constantly lose health and then hit lifesteal, and there's a bunch of like weird stuff in that. I don't remember all of them. It's been a while since I did that. So maybe they're going to introduce some of that stuff. Is that playlist? Are we going to like pick our own, or what's that? Rewards, awesome. That probably means more gear and additional levels. So again, I'm pumped. Next one, after that, they're dropping in more vending machines. Thank God. This was annoying. Mainly annoying that I wanted to sell gear halfway through a map, but they're dropping in. During the couch co-op, they're saying like in Borderlands 2 this would have been impossible, but the way the new engine works, they're actually able to do this, which is really sweet. And there's some bosses that didn't have like ammo outside of them too, which like bosses should always have an ammo machine outside of them. That way if you're going to farm that boss, you can, you know, just go buy more ammo. You can also offload your gear before you get to that boss, because you want to do that because you're going to get a lot of gear from the boss. So that's a big win. Really excited about that. Skippable cutscenes or cinematics, they're saying. Cinematics. There's not really a time frame on this. I don't think so. But yeah, they're working to do that. And there's some stuff. They said the reason they can't just make them skippable is there's stuff going on under the hood, like loading up the next events and switching up maps or whatnot. And that stuff is happening during those, so they gotta do some work to figure out how to tackle that, but they want to do it for us. Next one, target dummy. I'm on the blood path now, guys. I'm so happy about this. Now, people complained about this before I made my video, and there was posts in the forum, so this is not all me, as much as I would love to take credit for it. But I want you guys to go back to my target dummy video and share it. I don't always ask you to go and share my video, share it to Gearbox, share it to friends, because not only it was about target dummy, it's about doing the target dummy right, and they are putting it on Sanctuary 3. I thought that was going to be too hard. They're going to do that. That's cool. But it's not coming until December, which means they're working on it. So let's keep sharing those ideas on what we want from the target dummy, so hopefully we can get the best target dummy possible. And I think my video had a lot of good ideas and input on that, and that's why I'm asking you guys to reshare it, rewatch it, and let's really make sure they hear that. In case the target dummy had nothing to do with my video, let's share those ideas. So yeah, road ahead, awesome, a lot of things. The big missed one was they didn't say anything about split screen, and there's a lot of people really upset about that, and that's really too bad. But hopefully we hear something about that sooner than later. But split screen is difficult, time-consuming, and expensive. So that might be on the list, but it's not immediately on the list. The other thing, a lot of people want to talk about cross-platform. I think they got to get a few of these other things under their belt before they look at that. So that's the road ahead. Road ahead is awesome. We're so excited. It really proves that they are listening. I don't think there's any doubt of that now. I had no doubt ahead of it, but other people did. Now, on the Bloody Harvest, man, I love this thing. Am I going to love it in 6 weeks? I don't know. But I might actually miss it when it's gone, too. I get people's complaints that they can't turn it off. But, guys, you don't want this thing off. This gear is good. These anointments are really good. So, Moxie, who I'm going to be on his podcast on Sunday, did a video kind of showing some of the things you can do with the anointments. And I think that's just scratching the surface, guys. This thing just came out. We really don't understand everything. And I think once we get these, it's going to open up so many new playstyles for so many characters that farm this gear. This gear is only available for 6 weeks. You do not want this thing turned off. And this week is the last week of the increased anointment drops. So these drops are going to be more rare after this weekend. Farm this stuff hard now. I might do a separate video on that. Farm it hard. You're going to want this gear. You're going to regret it if you don't have it. So go after it, because it's not going to come back for a year. But if they keep doing this, so if we get... like the Maliwan Takedown might have different anointments, then maybe we get that'll probably be the Christmas one, and then maybe there's an Easter one or a whatever one, 4th of July one, who knows. But if they keep doing this, the amount of builds and playstyles we are going to be able to do and the diversity of options is going to be unreal. This is amazing. So I suggest people that, if you're kind of looking at it right now, you're like, oh, I find it annoying and I don't want to deal with this for 6 weeks. Take a step back and look at what you're going to be missing if you don't. Because this stuff is going to be powerful. And I got a feeling you're going to regret it if you didn't. I'm super, super, super excited for all this stuff. And I'm just going to go into hardcore farming mode for a while here. And just try to get as much Terra-anointed legendaries that I'm looking for so I can do some awesome Terror builds. I want a Terror Trevinator really bad. I want to turn my Amara Trevinator build into a Trevor's Terrifying build. Or something like that, because some of this stuff is really good. So, kind of move past that. You're finding it annoying, and look at the upside of the build diversity in this game is already leaps and bounds beyond all the games combined that we had in the past. But now adding in these terror mechanics and all the stuff we can do, we're just tripling the amount of playstyles that you can do. And the fact that we're probably going to get more of these down the line, like the amount of playstyles we're going to be able to have in Borderlands 3 is nuts. It's absolutely nuts. This is so exciting. So yeah, get that stuff, and that's all I have on this. Oh man, it's good. It is really good, people, and it's free. Anyways, like, subscribe, comment, blah blah blah, all that stuff. I need to go farm some stuff. I need to stop talking, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.